Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Malachi Moore will be missing the ReliaQuest Bowl game against Michigan, according to Coach Jaylen Mbakwe. He's been dealing with an injury that he's been dealing with all season long, so he's going to have surgery to repair that injury, and he will miss the ReliaQuest Bowl. Now, you look at Malachi Moore. When I think about Malachi Moore, I think of the way that he played against Auburn. He left his heart out on that field. That was an exceptional game for him. And then I started thinking about what is the safety position going to look like, not only in 2025, but against Michigan. Because when you look to Alabama's safety room right now, you have Keon Sabb out with the injury. Now you have Malachi Moore who'll be missing. So it looks like we're going to get some opportunities to see King Mack. We didn't get a chance to see a lot of King Mack this past year, under 100 snaps, and you're going to continue to see the emergence of Bray Hubbard. Now, I want to hear from you inside the comment box. What is your take on Bray Hubbard? Because it seemed to me that when Bray Hubbard stepped up and when he got his name called, that Bray Hubbard was absolutely the guy. And it seemed like Alabama's secondary started playing better with Malachi Moore and Bray Hubbard as the safety. So Bray Hubbard, one of those guys who I think is due for a really big, not only bowl game, but 2025. Of course, Devontae Smith has transferred out to Notre Dame. And Red Morgan will be the Husky position player. I would imagine there's a lot of competition at the Husky position going into 2025 as well. Now, Coach Jaylen Mbakwe also talked about Richard Young, said he's good to go. And when you look to the Alabama running back room, my goodness, I think this is the strongest position group right now on the team on the offensive side of the ball. Jam Miller, this guy is still underrated, which is just amazing. And not a lot of programs in the country could lose a running back like Justice Haynes and really skip a beat, right? It's like Richard Young steps in. That is going to be one of the top combos in the country. Jam Miller and Richard Young. Just wait. I want to ask you inside the comment box, for those that understand Richard Young and the past Alabama running backs, who would you compare Richard Young to? I want to hear from you inside the comment box. You also have Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, and then they just added on A.K. Deere, another prospect we're really excited about. Coach Sheridan, who's the offensive coordinator, was asked about Jaylen Mbakwe. We're all excited to see Jaylen Mbakwe on the offensive side of the ball. He said this: I think it's a little early to have a crystal clear vision of what that could look like, right? We don't know where Jaylen Mbakwe is going to fit in as a slot outside top receiver. We know that he's capable to play both ways. And people are super excited about him. Special teams, offense, defense. And you know what? I was thinking about this too. When you look to the Alabama wide receivers, as of today, like December 18th, as I'm cutting this video, Cole Adams is out with the injury. Jalen Hell out with the injury. Bubba Hampton out with the injury. Latier Brooks isn't here. And Derek Meadows isn't here. So these are the guys who could play. Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Jaylen Mbakwe, Rico Scott, Jaron Hamilton. Of course, Amari Jefferson as well. I also want to preface this by saying, I know you want some other wide receivers to join this group, and probably one will. But let's not lose sight on Jalen Hell. Now, Jalen Hell won't be able to play in this game. As you know, he's dealing with the injury. But Jalen Hell is capable to any program in the country would be happy to have a Jalen Hell on their roster. So don't lose sight on him. And I think for those of you that want a receiver, you got a receiver recently with Jaylen Mbakwe. I would also keep an eye on Miami wide receiver Isaiah Horton if he does go into the transfer portal. Also in the news, Kane Womack recently said, I am more than excited about Keon Keeley right now than he's ever been at this point. And this is significant news because I think we're all waiting for Keon Keeley to probably go into the transfer portal, right? Well, this is a great update. And this is probably an experiment, moving Keon Keeley from outside backer to the bandit position. That was going to take some time. He put on 35 pounds, had to learn the position. He wasn't going to play over Latham. He wasn't going to play over LT Overton. So it's taken a little bit longer for him to get onto the field than I think we've wanted him to. But I think if he's patient, you have him, you have Yanzi Pierre at that wolf position. I think that this could be a combo in the future to continue to keep tabs on. So really good update right there regarding Keon Keeley. And I know you're excited about that as well. So just hope these guys stay patient. And I think the longer that these guys stay patient, the better that things will work out for them in the future. I really do. It's like, if you don't play right away, you don't have to transfer, just develop at the position that maybe you'll be ready for in college, but maybe in the NFL as well. I also saw this. This was interesting. Greg Byrne just put out basically a public service announcement. It was email sent out to hundreds of thousands of Alabama fans. And it says, although we have been competitive from an NIL standpoint, our competition has us in its sights and is actively trying to surge ahead of us with NIL. You have heard examples of other teams promising multi-million-dollar paydays to lure away our players and convince them not to come to Alabama. It's time for Bama Nation to fight back. Yo, they want you to contribute to this. How do you feel about donating funds to Alabama? And now this is on the fans, right? If you want these players, you have to fork up cash to get these players. I think I'm looking at this as like, you put money in, what type of contract, and are you getting money back if the player does transfer out? You see what I'm saying? This whole Jaylen Mbakwe thing with, let's say, Program X trying to get him away is monumental in terms of what is going to happen going forward. There's no rules. There's no guardrails. Look, he is literally pleading for people to fight back that are Alabama football fans, right? It is the wild, wild west out there. And this email, I'm sure you got it, is interesting stuff. Okay, I was just playing around with it. Here's what maybe the offense can look like. Someone said that I spelt Simpson, that I spelt Russell wrong at the quarterback position. Look, I'm not going to talk about the quarterback position right now because that's a whole nother video, but here's just kind of a snapshot of what Alabama's offense could look like, maybe even in this bowl game, right? Ryan Williams, Jaylen Mbakwe, Jimmy Bernard, Milroe. Of course, Michael Carroll can't play just yet, but kind of gives you a snapshot of what Alabama's offense could look like. I still feel that Alabama needs a right tackle. Hit the thumbs up if you agree. Do you think that Alabama needs a right tackle? I think that's the biggest area of concern. Look, we're always tracking trending topics on Bama Football on YouTube, live at 10 a.m. Central Time in the morning. We hit on everything from roster management, transfer portal targets, you name it, we got it. And of course, the lead this morning was Kelby Collins committing to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Think of him as a bandit type player, and really excited about him, along with Nakai Hill-Green, a prospect that is visiting Alabama from the inside linebacker position. And as you know, we're also tracking prospects that have left Alabama, that have hit the portal and found other destinations, like a Kobe Prentice going to Baylor, Keanu Coate going to Vanderbilt, Jaleel Hurley going to Kansas, Devontae Smith going to Notre Dame, and Dylan Lonergan linking up with Bill O'Brien in Boston College. Look, when you look at the transfer portal, it's very fluid. We'll keep you posted. I appreciate you guys watching. Drop a thumbs up on this video, and I'll catch you as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube.